Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss the latest stories on FC Barcelona. Talking on some transfer stories, Sofyan Amrabat, who is the most talked about player now in on deadline day on the January transfer window for Barca. Of course, it has been reported that the midfield target, the Moroccan, is forcing his way out of his club after initial offer was rejected. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then to conclude the episode, we are going to be discussing about manager Xavi's pre-match press conference ahead of the Real Betis clash tomorrow. Of course, we play away to Real Betis in La Liga, a delay match. Of course, we're still owing one game. We'll be playing against Betis. So as a traditional something, Manager Xavi had a press conference earlier today, which we are going to be discussing on the important topics he had to say on that. So guys, before we are getting right into the story in much detail, if you haven't subscribed to this channel or if you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, please endeavor to subscribe so you always stay up to date. Turn on the post bell notification so you always stay notified whenever I post a new video as we get right into it. Sofyan Amrabat has emerged as Barcelona's leading midfield target for the winter transfer window deadline day. The Catalans had offered nearly €40 million proposal for the player, which was swiftly rejected by Fiorentina. The offer came in the form of a €3 million loan fee with an option to buy worth €37 million. Amrabat, keen on joining Barcelona, did not show up in training today for his club, according to previous reports, and now, according to Fabrizio Romano, is forcing his way out of the club on deadline day. A defensive midfield by trade, Amrabat's performances came to the fore earlier in the World Cup. He was unanimously regarded as one of the best players of the tournament, leading to the charge for Morocco as they reached the semi-finals, losing 2-0 to France. Gerard Romero has reported that there is already an agreement between Barcelona and Amrabat on personal terms. Fiorentina is not ready to negotiate for the player, though as per Di Marzio, and believed that Barcelona's loan offer was not convincing enough. Barcelona are not ready to give up on the player just yet and will continue to push for a transfer, hoping Fiorentina budge on the Amrabat's demands. Then on to the next story of discussion. Amidst the chaos of the winter transfer window deadline day, it would be easy to forget that Barcelona have a blockbuster clash awaiting them tomorrow. They travel to Seville to take on Real Betis for game week 17 in La Liga. Xavi and co will hope to take advantage of Real Madrid's drop points against Real Sociedad, and a win tomorrow will temporarily take them 8 points clear at the top. Ahead of the game, Barca coach Xavi Hernandez spoke to the press as part of his pre-game press conference, the quotes from which we are discussing in this video. So talking about the game in general, the Barca coach said, the match against Betis is important. Pellegrini is a manager who changes his tactics often. He has many talented players in his team who can make a difference. Tomorrow it will be very important to keep possession and continue attacking. Betis can complicate things for us. It is a very difficult match. On Hector Bellerin, he said, Bellerin has asked to leave. On January signings, he said, with the departure of Piqué, Memphis and Bellerin, replacement signings would be good for us. In what position? I don't know. It's difficult. We are in a situation that depends on fair play right now. I'm calm about potential signings because if one of them arrives today, it is certain that we will not play tomorrow. He will not play tomorrow. So I will be more aware of who plays tomorrow. On Gavi's registration, he said, the priority is registering important players like Gavi. We can register him, which is very important. I don't see him changing clubs as well. I see him very happy here at Barca. We had a goal, which was to register Gavi, and we achieved it. On the Amrabat rumors, he said, Amrabat, I don't like to talk about players who are not in my team. He's a very good player, that's it. On Rafinha, he said, Rafinha, the team is in general has to create more in attack and be more decisive in the final third. Not only Rafinha. Rafinha will be important. I have a lot of confidence in him that he will make the difference. On Ousmane Dembele, he said, we don't know because he has a muscle injury that is difficult to predict. It will depend on a lot on how he feels as well. It's a sensitive loss. He was in a moment of extraordinary confidence. He gave us good attacking and defensive work too. It is a difficult loss to recover. We will try not to show it. On Lamine Yamal, he said he's training with us often because we want to see him, but it's not too early for him to be called up for a game. On Javier Tebas, he said, I don't know if Tebas has any kind of disliking towards Barca. This question should be asked to him directly. On Pablo Torre, he said, nothing has changed regarding Pablo Torre. He's a first team player, and the possibility of going with the reserves when he's not playing is open, but I don't want him to go on alone. I think we will need him. Great words there from manager Xavi ahead of the Real Betis clash, which take place tomorrow. A game that will be very tough. Of course, even though we have a very good record against Betis in recent years, continuous. In fact, I can't count the number of consecutive victories we've had there, but we can't undermine it. You know, football is on the pitch, as they always say. So it's going to be a very complicated game. Betis, even though they've dropped their form a little bit, but I think we need to play and win the game to keep on topping the table. Real Madrid drew against Sociedad on Sunday, even though Real Madrid also play after tomorrow. So we have to win so that we can temporarily take the points to 8, and that will give us a good momentum and a good belief that heading for a La Liga victory will be very, very possible. But right now, I think Xavi would be the one to blame if Barca don't win La Liga, because, you know, looking at the gap we have, 5 points with Real, and you don't win La Liga at this stage of the season, then Barca fans will never forgive him. I think it's all Xavi's to lose. We need to go out there, win all the games that we can win. Of course, Barcelona having a good defense. We have considered just 6 goals, which I think have been one of the great factors that have been helping us to go far in La Liga. You know, I think it's great. So let's see how it goes. Tough game. And talking about Sofyan Amrabat as well, who I'm talking about transfer deadline day. Amrabat was even asked to Xavi, as you can expect, because the rumors are really floating around a lot, being today the deadline day of the winter transfer. But of course, being a professional, we don't expect the coach to start running his mouth about those rumors. He just said, look, I don't want to speak about players who don't belong to my team. Exactly what he did. So let's see. Let's see if before the day ends, if Barca will succeed to bring one of those players, because I think if one Barca wants to bring in one player, will be Sofyan Amrabat, because players like Pavard, who have been linked this winter, but it have been cleared out that no, he won't likely show up at Barca till summer. And some certain players, I think Amrabat is the most likeliest option. If there is any single player who wants to arrive at Spotify Camp Nou this season, it should be him. Let's see how it goes for when it comes to that. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.